Hello. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm just chilling and nothing. I just want to share this game. So I'm not using my phone to monitor stuff because RIP my battery. Let's just turn up the volume a bit, I guess. Let's see. Is that okay? I think this is okay. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Test mic. I'm just using the volume of the what do you call this? The OBS. Sound more. There. Let's check it again. Hello. I guess this is okay. Yes, I guess this is okay. Hello. There. I don't want to change my mic volume because when I play with my friends, it's all right. So there. Okay, let's make a new. Should we free mode? Yeah, let's free mode. Why not? I've been doing scenarios, and it's pretty stressful. And I just wanna chill with you guys and show you what the game is all about. Oh, you can do the whole America? Ooh, okay, I didn't know that. So in Railway Empire, as the description says, and as you would expect, is you make railroads and you manage stations, and as the the president of the station, you make sure that you get all the passengers, all the demands of of your series met. And so we have areas like this one I haven't tried, Mexico. I haven't tried what is this? The Great Lakes. This is the Great Lakes. I haven't tried South America. I thought it was Africa. Sorry. England I've tried. Pretty cool. Europe I don't think I have. Oh man, we have a lot of stuff. I've only been to campaign and scenarios. I haven't been to free mode. Anyway, let's start. Should we go south? Or let's go Midwest. I think Midwest the easiest. Let's go so you can pick the year because of course the year. Characterized by Great Lakes in the north, high-lying Ozark Plateau, southwest Appalachian Mountains, the urban areas. Yes. Okay, let me just check my YouTube. Why not? I'll periodically check the chat, see if someone chats. If no one, and then no biggie. There you go. You know what? I'll just look for it. There. I have the thing open. There. So let's start here. And where do we go? Kansas, Nashville, Worcester, Toledo. I think Toledo. Is it Toledo or Toledo? I'm not sure. Will be a good spot, and then let's limit to one competitor because I want to chill travelers. Snowfall. Let's stick to the most basic.
Are you a man or a mouse? This is no time to hesitate.
Tunnels and bridges. Training stuff would be more.
Well, do we need a bit more thinking time?
I always use this because passengers and mail, and you'll see it later. So Express Lady, all Express. Okay, let's do that. I'm only streaming for an hour because I have work to do. So yeah, I've been itching to share this with you guys. I just
Good luck
haven't
with your
gotten
new
to.
company. Your task list has been created, and you have one competitor in this scenario.
Okay, so first of all, there are cities, of course, and second, you have a task list. So yeah, that connect to cities, transport passengers, and so on. So this will be your main goal because if you don't have these, like, it's just gonna be a sandbox, and your main goal will be to just grow the cities. So first of all, you build stations right here. So let's build a station. I usually like at the start. I like to go with train station, like the medium. You have small, you have regular, you have large, and then of course you also have a terminal station. It's just shaped differently. It's shaped like this, one way. Unlike for the usual stations, it has two ways. It has a left and a right. For terminal, it only has one direction. Can be very useful for like in this case, it is useful because we don't have anything going to the right. So yeah. Now that I think about it, now I will be going for train stations here because there's one here. There's a city here, and we have resources here. We have veggies. We have like not that one. Wheat. We have corn. Yeah. Um, and then we have a city here and also resources here. So and that's for train stations. We have the usual small train, small, regular, large, and terminal, and we also have the one with signaling control. Signaling control is really good. You know what? We're gonna do this one because you know what? Since we're doing like a let's play, let's do a train station. The difference between a train station and a small train station is that small train station only has one line. So okay, let's do this train station. Meanwhile, this one has two lines. Explain what that means. So let's put it in the center. Putting it in the center means maximum passengers and demands for your station. And then before we put it there, okay, let's put it in Grand Rapids. A train station. Bam. And then of course we connect the two stations with rail tracks, with railroads. There we go. Then play and build tracks. Yes. Oh, we have a task completed. And then every rail track needs a supply. So supply tower. It's like a gas station for your trains. Let's put it there. Okay. Since every citizen demands rise with, however, the larger cities, the more variety. We'll go through that later. Each city can have up to 3 industries later. Okay. So now we have a train. We have two stations. We have a railroad. Let's do a new train. Set up rail line. One is Toledo per city, and the second destination will be Grand Rapids. And then further trains, you can edit, you can customize it. So like for this city, let's say Toledo, edit station, you can pick what track for the stations, as I said earlier. If it's a train station, if it's a small station, it would only have one. For a regular station, it will have two, and for a large station, it will have four. Then priority would be what would your train load first. So if you say priority, high priority is meat, so it would load all the meat as it will load all the meat it can get. If you cancel it, it won't load any meat. If there are no priorities, then everything would be equally, I think. I'm not sure how it works. I think it's equally. It will equally load everything. number of rail cars, let's say it's 0. Oh wait, never mind. It's just tutorial anyway. Set up rail line. We'll see. The thing is, time is running while we're doing this. So wait, let's do this first. Yeah, there. So that the train will run, and we'll be earning stuff. I'll explain stuff as I go along, so don't worry. I'll do this first. Wait. So that we're earning money while we're doing stuff. I'll explain this, don't worry. Switches. Okay, going back. So that, oh, man. Other city, where is the city? Toledo. There. Anyway, so past Toledo. This is our train. It's going back to the rail line. So just imagine we're still setting up the rail line. So yeah, we can edit the stations as I said earlier. There's oh wow. Okay. Apparently we have lumber now here. So yeah, going back, so the priority as I've already said, then minimum number of rail cars. If it's set to 0, it's possible that your train will get out of the station without any carts. So
no pain, no gain.
Yeah, it will leave the station without anything. And sometimes that's okay, sometimes it's not. For a city station, leaving at 0 is good because you don't want your train on standby on the station, because that would block the other trains. Because let's say at the moment we have 2 trains, right? Both of them, this one and this one, they're both using the same rail track. They're gonna use the same line, like right here. If I set it to a minimum of 0, minimum of 8, let's say, it won't leave the station without having 8 carts. This guy won't leave the station until it's 8 carts. So like for this situation, it has 4 carts. If we set it to 8, then it won't leave this station until it has 8. And I said it's not good for cities because look at this guy. It's waiting, right? If this guy is still waiting here, it's gonna wait until forever for its cart to be full, and this guy won't be able to deliver the goods to this city. Yeah. So let's research. I'll go back to this later. So yeah. So that's for so we have cities. Wow, this city is growing fast. So we have 2 stations, we have a railroad, we have a supply. Another very important thing that we didn't do is, for every station you can build, you should build a maintenance building. Maintenance building will like repair your trains. It's different from the gas station. So for the gas station, it only refills the supplies of the train. It only refills this one, the sand, the oil, the water. But this one, the condition, will only be repaired with a maintenance bill. So what is recommended is you put maintenance buildings on cities, because your trains will always go to cities, more than likely 90% of the time, unlike, for example, from a rural area, which will now be our next topic. So our stations are connected, but what I did was I only put passengers and mail here, and there are actually 2 types of load you can load in the cart in your train. There would be the passengers and mail, and there would be there would be the passengers and mail, and there would be the freights or the goods. So the passengers and mail, they're only in the cities, of course. For the goods, they can both be in the cities. So for this one, it's the meat and the lumber. Lumber, yeah. And it can be from rural businesses. So why would I want to deliver goods from rural businesses to my city and from city to city? Because per city there would be demands. There would be demands. Like say this one. For if you click the city, so it's gonna display. On the left would be the information, and for the right would be the express goods. Express goods is pertains to the one type of load I've said. That would be the passengers and mails. Passenger and mail. And if you click this, you would see um the destination of passengers and mails. The top destinations of passengers and mails. For our city of Toledo, it would go our top 3 priority of
Isn't
connecting
this auction
is
going to tear a hole in your books?
Grand Rapids, Indianapolis, and Chicago. So going back, wait. Going back, so I've set these trains to passengers and mail only, and I've connected this one to Toledo to Grand Rapids. And luckily for us, I didn't check this before I connected it. Luckily for us, Grand Rapids is the top 1 destination for our passengers and mail. So we've connected that. So if you want another, if you're thinking of another station to build, you check this one, and then you check the top cities. So that's one of your considerations. So our next would be Indianapolis, which is right here. Let's do that actually. Train station. So train station.
As I see, you are set to expand further.
Yep. Maintenance building. The problem with maintenance building is it's $80,000. So if you're poor, you can set the maintenance building in the center city. So for this, we have 3 cities. You can set 1 maintenance building here. The only problem will be is while the train is being serviced, let's say one of our trains, let's say this one, when it reaches this one and it will be serviced, this line will still be busy. So any train using this line, this station, this loading area, will have to wait until the train being serviced is done. So yeah, let's connect this one. Let's use the other track so this loading area won't be overloaded. Okay, let's do that. This time I won't double the tracks because I don't have money. Oh yeah, so yeah, I put a supply tower, the gas station. Did I put a terminal? Yeah, I did put a maintenance building. This is the maintenance building. If you hover over a train station, let's say a small train station. If you hover over a train station, it doesn't have that small house. That means it doesn't have the maintenance building. So yeah, let's set up a rail line. Go here, from here to here. And then let's put passengers and mail only. And then let's put pass to indicate that it's passengers and mails. You can rename it by clicking this, by the way. Add locomotive. Let's add a train. And then the fastest one would be the best for passengers and mail. This is the top speed. This is tractive power. Tractive power refers to the ability of the train to pull, to carry the load. But if we're only doing passengers and mail, they're pretty light, really light. So we're just concerned with top speed. So top speed is 30. There. So then we can hire people at this. Yeah, we don't have any personnel applying, so we don't have anyone yet. And then you can also change the rail cars if it's already available. In this situation, it's still not available because we have to research it. So we'll go through that later. Yeah, I forgot something. I would say something. Oh yeah, so we want the top speed. We want the fastest train because if you click in the city, these are express goods. If you say express goods, you have to deliver it as fast as you can. And express goods are always, as far as I know, they're always the passengers and mails. Passengers and mails, they're always that. And you have to deliver it as fast as you can so that you will get more money from these trains. Let's say, what is this train? Railmaker, no, I'm not the fastest. Anyway, so you'll make more money. You'll make more money if you're training, if you deliver the express goods as fast as you can. So now, why did I limit my train to just passengers and mails? Why didn't I put it on automatic? Mails? Is there a plural for mail? I don't know. Why did I put it to automatic? Because if I do automatic, it will load both freights. It will load both freights and passengers and mails. And as I said earlier, goods or freights, they're kinda they're very they're kinda heavy. So if you mix this up with goods or freight, the train will be slower compared to just passengers and mail. If it's slower, you'll earn less. So that's why I only put passengers and mail. For me, this is the best thing you can do early game so that you get the best money. You can view the train list here, by the way. So you right click so that, yeah. Then if you click this, it will display all the trains you have. All the trains you have. So at this point, where do I have this? This is the example. Yeah. So the faster it is, the better. And if it has this thing, it means it's an express train. Express train delivers, adds up, and I think 10% of what you would earn. So this 5,166 has a 10% added to it. If it doesn't have that, it's less 10%. And going back, company. This character has 15% more income from passengers and mail. That's why I'm prioritizing passengers and mail. And also, it receives a double bonus for ticket revenues if it's an express train. So our 10%, the original 10% would be 20%. I think, yeah. However, this has 10% slower repairs and less income from freights. Let me get that market prior. We'll go through this next time. And Stoker. Okay. So going back to trains, we have personal, right? For personal, they have like bonuses they can add to the train. For example, engineer. Engineers either have this, it reduces maintenance for locomotive. So your train would visit the maintenance station less frequently if you have this guy. And it also has another trait of an engineer would be to increase the top speed of the train. So we don't have that here. Stoker, they're the same as engineers. Two traits also. You have one increases the speed and another that decreases maintenance requirements. For this one, it increases the maximum speed. So this is good for for express trains, as I said earlier, the faster your train is, the better. So you put her there. Yeah, I think that's the one for express trains. Let's go research first. Mix. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Okay, so that's for going back to the city dialogue, ICT thing. That's for the express goods. What about the freights? These goods right here. We've only talked about passengers and mail. And before we head there, let's just finish this one. So when you're laying tracks, if you only have one track, there's no problem. And if you only have one train for that one track, there's no problem. But what if you have two trains using the same track? So you have to double it. Just like in highways for cars. One way would be going to the one side, and the other way going another track going to the other way. So you double it like that. Right, it's close. You start in one track, parallel it like this, then it would snap. It would snap to the parallel track, then go back to the original track. Now this is not always the case. There are times that it won't snap, and that would be special cases. Like when there are bridges, it usually won't snap. But yeah, it will usually snap if it has a pair. If it has a pair. Okay. You know what? I'll show you. Okay. Then I'll show you later. So now that we have two tracks, doesn't mean that your train is intelligent enough to know where to go. So you have to put signals. Putting signals. So if you hold shift, if you hold shift and rotate with your scroll wheel, it would change directions. If I put it like this, just like this, it doesn't mean that the train will exclusively go in this direction. It just means that when the train is going in this direction, going from here to here, when the train is going in this direction, and say there's still a train here, it would stop here. It's a stop sign. It's a train stops here when there is something on the track in front of it. It's a stop signal. But it doesn't mean that the train would only go this way, to the left on this track. You have to wait, let me delete this. You have to put it like this. Shift. If it's like that, this is a stop signal and a directional signal at the same time. So the trains won't use this if it wants to go to the right. And when the train is going this way too, since it's a stop signal, it would stop here if there is something in front of it here. Yeah? Yeah. So let's do the same thing here. Boom. So now we have a two-way track. And then what I like to do is I hold control, and what that does it will put multiple stop signals in the track. And what that does is, let's say two trains are simultaneously going from Toledo to Indianapolis. If I don't do multiple tracks, and say the first train left Toledo, it's right here. Let's say it's right here. Then the second train is loading, and it's done loading. You would think that it would depart, right? But no, it would not depart if we don't have the multiple signals, because the first train the first train would go straight to Indianapolis, no problem. But the second train will not go anywhere until the first train passes this one, because this is the stop signal, right? And the second train is thinking that since there are no stop signals here, no other stop signals originally, it's thinking that, hey, the first train is still somewhere along this line and I can't leave. That's why we need multiple stop signals, so that, let's say, let's put some multiple stop signals here, there. Let's say the first train passes this first stop signal. So let's say it's here already. At this moment, the second train would start reporting, because because the first train has passed this first signal, and the second train would go here. It would go here, then go here, then go here, and so on and so forth. Stop signals are like segments of railroad tracks. Just think of it as segments. So if for this whole segment there's still a train, then the second train would not depart. If the first train passes the first signal, it would be on the second track, like right here. So this track would be clear for the second train to go. Yep, that's a very lengthy explanation, but this is really important, like super important, because like it's like the bread and butter of this thing. Let me just drink water. You know what? Let me just pee. Okay, back. So yeah, that's for the tracks. And now, since we doubled this one, we can clone this guy. Let's just clone this. Clone train. So that this train would have the same characteristics as the first train. However, it's waiting for track clearance, because this guy is using this track, and the clone train would also use that track, so it's waiting for this to unload and leave. Okay, let's save this one. Practice stuff there. Okay, so that's for passengers and for the express goods. Now going to the freight. Let's do this so that it's gonna pause. For every city, a city needs their demands in city. You know what? So this was the express goods. Let's go to the left side. If you click this, it's gonna show demands. per size of the city, it would have different demands. So let's say this is 66,000 inhabitants, and these are their demands. But compare that to here, with the 22,000 people, it only has this demand, only up to beer. Now, for your city to grow, for the citizens, for your city to have more citizens, you have to meet these demands. I think 60% of these, if you this is the stock in the city, so this is what the city currently has, and this is the demand of the city. If the stock is greater than this one, that means you've met the demand. And for this example, we
He
only
who
have
saves wins.
okay. So we only have two. We only have two out of one, two, three, four, five. We are 2 out of 5 demands met, and that's not good. If you want this to grow, you have to have three over 5, 6. Yeah, three. I think three. So you 1, 2, 3. I think 4. I'm not sure if 3 or 4. I think 4 would be the safer number. So you need grain, you need corn, you need wood, you need meat, and you need beer. And these things, you can get this from rural businesses or from city businesses. Let's start with the rural businesses. Oh wow, it grew. From the rural businesses, yeah. So this is a grain. Grains are really good because everyone needs it. It's like in the top one right here. This is actually not the top one. It's just this is just in order of how when the city needs it. So if the city is very small, it needs the first 5, then it would increase. As the citizens increase, like this one, paper would appear in around 58,500 citizens. They would need candies if 62,000 citizens, and so on. So let's provide this guy with grain. Now you would ask, like, going back, this is the demand, this is the stock. You would be asking, why does this city have grain? We don't have a train supplying it with grain. Where is it getting it? It gets it from coaches. If you put it here, if you hover over the wheat or the rural business, you can see like the level, the workload, and how many grains it produces per month. And this is the stock of the rural business. As you can see, it has 33 loads. And here, it will show how many is transported by train and how many is transported by coach. Coach is like the one driven by horse. It's this one. So it's gonna load that one. Then it's gonna go to cities. It's pretty slow. It's really slow. So it's not a reliable way for the cities to grow. It's not a reliable way to deliver the demands of cities. That's why we need a train. So let's put a train station here. Let's put a small train station so that it would have 2 lines. One for this one and one for this one. So let's connect it like the usual. The track is laid, supply tower here. And then since I'm kind of poor and we're just starting the game, let's not put a maintenance building here because it has the city maintenance building to take care of. Then we have a track, we have a supply, we have a maintenance building. Now let's make a rail line. Coal manor from wheat to the city. Let's edit the station. And of course, it will only load grain from Coal Manor. And this time, we put it minimum 8 so that it will not leave Coal Manor until it has 8 loads of wheat. Because if you put 0 and the train can go empty-handed from Coal Manor to Toledo. And Toledo the train won't load anything from Toledo to Coal Manor because this is just a rural business. It won't need passengers, it doesn't have any demand for goods, it won't load anything. So it would be a waste of gas, waste of travel, waste of maintenance. So make sure that if it's going from a rural business, that it has the maximum number of rail cars before it leaves. Now there would be a problem if the only problem with this is that, okay, let's just put it here. Coal Manor to Toledo. I usually rename it with what it's delivering, so wheat to Toledo. Add locomotive. Now for this one, we balance the power and the speed at this moment. We have both power and speed in one train, so let's use that. So it's gonna load. Going back, I said there can be a problem with this. The only problem is, let's say this is only one line, one loading area, but at the same time it's gonna supply the other city too. Let's say let's do this one. There. Supply tower. Set up rail line. There. Coal Manor minimum of 8. Wheat. Grand Rapids. There. So this is all the minimum for this to go is also 8 what do you call this? 8 carts. No problem, right? This will just go once it has 8, it will go. Once this guy has 8, it will go to Toledo. Now there are two instances where that would be a problem. One is and provided that it only has one rail line. Provided that it only has one rail line, okay, that they're sharing rail lines. The first problem would be when the rural area, the rural business is not producing enough. Let's say this is level 1 and this reaches 0. If this reaches 0 and the train is still loading, it would wait. The train would wait for the rural business to produce more wheat. And while the train is waiting, it would just wait here in the loading area. When that happens, the other train, this one, will wait somewhere on it will wait on a stop signal. Supply towers are, I think they're considered stop signal, so it would wait here, or worse, it would wait on the city station. So you have like a clog. The train would clog this one because it's waiting for the rural area to produce, and since you set it to a minimum of 8, where is it? Since you set this guy to a minimum of 8 carts, it won't leave until it has 8 carts from the rural business. Now that's the first one. The second one would be when the city, so information, when the city stock is full. Let's say this one, warehouse overfilled. Let's say this exclamation point is in this wheat area. If the wheat storage is overfilled, even though the rural area is supplying enough and the train has been loaded, the problem would be that this train will also not go here because the warehouse is already filled. So let's say let's say you set it to a minimum of 8, but the city can only handle a minimum of 4 because it can since it can only deliver, because the warehouse will be filled if you add 8. Let's just say that the warehouse max
it's easy
is
to win if
40.
no one else bids.
No, the maximum weight the warehouse can fill is 40, and it already has 36. It already has 36. So that means it only needs 4 more. It can only accept 4 more. But since you have a minimum of 8 here, the train will wait here. It will wait here even though it has already loaded 8. It will still wait here and wait for the storage to lower. It will wait for the storage to be 32 out of 40 because it has a minimum load of 8 and it cannot leave unless it has 8 cart. See this one. Well, it's not adding up, and the rural business has 31. So that means that the rural business isn't a problem. This means that the stock is full. This one is full. So the full one is 15. The full capacity is 15. So this guy would wait. It would wait until the warehouse would be lower. The warehouse capacity, the warehouse width is lower. So it's just gonna wait here. And that's a problem again because where's the other guy? Where's the other guy? Oh, it's being serviced. Let's see if this is gonna be a problem. Coal Manor. Let's see if this is gonna manifest. See, wait. So now we see that it's waiting for Wheat Toledo. This is Wheat Toledo. This guy is still loading, and this guy is waiting here on the gas station. And even though Grand Rapids still need wheat, this train cannot deliver wheat because the other train is clogging the loading station. And I said it would only be a problem if they're sharing a loading station. So we do that. Now we don't have that problem. Good lord. 35, 100, mix.
A new locomotive. How nice.
I'm just unlocking locomotives. The good thing here is when you unlock locomotives, you can see like on the right side of the screen it has the speed and tractive power and the suitability. So since we unlocked a 38, this one, the North America, we unlocked the 38 km per hour and tractive power 25%. It's better than everyone else that we have. We have this one, 2511. We have this one, 30 kilometers per hour and 16. This is 3520. This is 3825. So what you want to do is go to the engine shed, look for that guy. This is North America. That's one is 38 and 25%. Replace locomotives. You can pick here what kind of locomotive it's gonna replace, or the suitability it replaces, the age. And for this one, since usually I go for passengers and mail only, because that's the express trains are really important. But since it also has better power than everyone else, you just go for all. There. Now our trains are updated and they can be suitable for express trains. You'll see. Save that. So there. Now we have wheat supplying this guy and this guy. Let's check what else they need. Wheat, corn. So now let's connect this one. Train station. Ta-jan. The following applies to the train station. The larger the station, the shorter loading and unloading times. That's very true. So if you want the loading times to be faster, go for bigger stations. Now, since we used up both of this, I have to either expand my station so that there will be more rail tracks, or do this. It's gonna use up the same rail track as the passenger mail rail track. If you opt to do that, let's say we do that, you have to put a stop signal here. You have to put a stop signal here so that our train from here would stop here if our passenger mail is here, or and it just so happened that since we have a stop signal here, wait, let me do this, and conveniently we have this already since we did the track playing thing. Our passenger mail would stop here if our corn train is here, right? So there won't be any clog. Now the problem here is if you share goods or freights with passenger rail tracks, there's a possibility of the passenger trains to be delayed, because I said earlier, if the corn train is here, our passenger train would stop here. Compared to if we have another track here that we can put the corn track, then our passengers would not have any interruption. So let's delete this up to here. Let's upgrade this. Why not? We have the money. When you upgrade the station, it would add rail tracks away from the station, from the body of the station. So as you saw, this was our original one. It added two here, away from the station. So let's put this here. Why not here, you might ask? I'll explain later. That would be our next topic. So yeah, train there, and then set up rail line here, there. Minimum of 8. Corn, minimum of 8, because I'm not worrying about anything because it has two tracks anyway. I'll just make sure that I'm not using the same track as the other one. So here. Oh.
That is a real record. There's no denying it.
Okay, let's expand this one. Okay. There. Supply tower. Rail line. Corn. To Grand Rapids. There. Now we have wheat supplying this two, corn supplying these two. And as you can see, this city is growing because it's getting supplied by wheat and eventually corn. See, 8.5 more than 2.2. This one is supplied by coach, and it will be better once this train reaches there. Okay. Now why did I not use this track right here? Because now we'll be delivering goods. We were delivering goods from rural areas, rural businesses. Now let's deliver goods from the cities. Cities have businesses. Like for this one, it has the meat business and the lumber business. City businesses or city goods, they always use up rural area goods. So for this one, for the meat, it uses up cattle. For lumber, it uses up wood. Where is for wood? All the way here. Now this products, they can or cannot, they can be or not be a demand. For example, cattle. They have a demand for cattle because they have a meat industry. But this guy, that's for Toledo. For Grand Rapids, they don't have a meat industry, so they don't have a demand for cattle. But that's not always the case. For example, this one is lumber. It needs wood. So you might say, wood is in demand because they need to produce lumber. But no. Sometimes they also need wood is actually still needed even if they don't have the lumber business. Same with wheat. For grains. Grains, they're needed in all cities, whether or not they have a beer business. So you can see grain is used for beer. So yeah, it can or cannot be default demand of the city. So for this one, this one is a base stock in the city, and the cattle is being delivered by coach because we still don't have any connection. So let's connect that one. Train station. Connecting. Ooh. As you can see, we have a problem here. I don't want to mix goods with the passenger. This is a passenger train. So I'm gonna transfer this lane to this lane. There we go. And if you hover over the loading areas, it would show the utilization. For this one, it's kind of full, 94% for trains. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Then we're gonna use this one for the cattle. Boom. Fly tower, Lee Ranch. Set up rail line here to here. Minimum of 8. Now it's gonna deliver. I named this cow instead of cattle because cow is shorter. Add locomotive. Highest power would be better for goods. And if it has a good speed too, that would be good. So now it's gonna load up cattle, bring it to Toledo so it can produce meat. And the problem is, like, let's say this is a rural business. This meat is not going anywhere unless you deliver it to the other cities. And you might say, did we not connect the two cities already, the Grand Rapids and Toledo? Yes, we did connect it. We even put trains on it. But this rail line, only delivers passengers and mail. Only delivers passengers and mail. Now we can set it to automatic, but I don't want that because it would mess up our express trains. So now, if you have the money for it, and we do, we're gonna set up a different rail line that only delivers freights, only delivers goods. This is gonna cost a lot, but it's gonna be worth it. Again, so for the early game, you know what, let's just double it. But what I usually do is for the early game, I don't double the freights because they're not as many as the passengers. I'll show you why. They're not as much as the passengers because this is, say, 18 over 19. Per train, it's 8. It can deliver 8 meat per ride. It can deliver 8 meat per ride, and now the city has to replenish that stock. And or this city, the Grand Rapids, would have to not reach the the warehouse capacity of meat. If this is overfilled, even though there would be meat for export here, it won't export meat from Toledo to Grand Rapids since Grand Rapids has an overflow of meat in their warehouse. Same thing as earlier with the rural businesses. Let's just research. I think by now you're getting what the research is for. I should have gotten this one. Anyway. So now we have a rail line for the freights. And surprise, surprise. Or wasn't this passenger trains using this earlier? Now it's using the one we just made. Why? Because trains will automatically, if you did not set this, it will automatically use the shortest route. And apparently this is shorter than this one. And that's good for our express trains because express trains should be on the shortest route possible. So now let's make the freight trains. As you can see, it will use the shortest path. So now we have to either set waypoints. We can't set waypoints, okay. So we just have to edit station and use the track that we want. So we want this one, right? There. And then set this to freight only. If you want freight only. Then I usually name it FR. FR for freight, a locomotive, most powerful and most speedy in North America. Stoker, let's put this one. Reduces likelihood of it breaking down. We don't need it to be super speedy. We just need it to be okay. Then we clone it since we have doubled rail lines. So now it's delivering. Okay. Let me just change this. Sorry. Now it's delivering beer from Grand Rapids to Toledo. If you check the demands, beer has a demand. It doesn't have a stock, but now it will have. And that's another demand filled. That's another demand nearer to the 60% for the city to grow. Now, why would we want our city to grow? There would just be more demands. Because number one, it would have more passengers. It will attract more passengers, and more passengers means more money. And also, as the city grows, the warehouse also grows. So more deliveries from freights to the city. And also, as the city grows, there would be more businesses. And more businesses means more products it can make, more products it can export, and in addition, you can build your own. Let's say I'm gonna have to auction this one. Let's say save. Let's say what's a good? Oh, this one. Okay. So this city just grew. Grand Rapids just grew, and now a slot is available for a business. Now you can add your own if you have the money, but if you don't have the money or you don't have the budget for it, then it will the computer would add on its own, either a neutral business owner or your competitor would put a business here. Now, what business do you put in here? Drunk my coffee. What business would you put in here? Well, it depends on the surrounding goods. let's say you would say, oh, there's a cattle here, so a meat industry would be good. But no, sure, it would be good, but our surrounding cities, like if this city if this city produces meat, it would have meat for itself. But other than that, it won't supply the other cities with meat because this cities also has meat. So it won't be the most efficient industry because what we want is one city has unique products compared to those surrounding it. So okay, so not this one. Breweries, we already have that. Would be good because the grain is here, but we already have that. Weaving factories. Now that's a really good. Actually, I'm gonna do that because cotton is here. We have a cotton here. And is there any other weaving factory around? Only Indianapolis. And this is actually a good. This was set up by the AI with the computer, and that's nice because there's a cotton here. But sometimes they set up bad businesses like this one. This is actually an okay business, but I would have I would have put something else because lumber needs wood and wood's all the way from here. And this is a really long travel and it even has a body of water in it that's really bad. If I was the computer, if I had the chance to put a business here, I would put tailors. I would put tailors because I know that starting off before the city even grew or as the city was growing, I would have planned that hey, I would have put a weaving factory here, another weaving factory here, and then I'll put tailors here. Tailors, here's the tailors. It would use cloth. Cloth, the violet thing. It would use cloth produced by Grand Rapids and Indianapolis. Those cloth would be transferred back to Toledo, and the tailors would produce dress. Toledo would produce dress, and the dress would be exported back to Grand Rapids and meet the dress demand of Grand Rapids and Indianapolis. Pretty neat, right? Yes. Now, so we'll put weaving factors here. There. So now you have to deliver cotton from here to here. Now, before, aside from the goods near and the cities, and you have to make sure that the cities have unique products on them. You also have to check if the cities around them have demands for that
Oh, a
kind
piece
of
of
product.
paper. You can write
So
something on that.
this Toledo produces lumber. Let's say it has a supply of wood to produce lumber. And they have a lot of stock. They can import lumber. But does Grand Rapid information need lumber? No. They don't they're not receiving lumber yet. They're not even receiving dress yet. They need to grow their citizens before they can receive this stuff. So going back, building construction, industries. As you go down the line, this stuff, this as you go down the line, this corresponds to a demand that is this corresponds to goods that is only demanded by high population areas. So let's say chemical factories. Wait. Let's say where is it? Well, okay. This is a prime example of a bad business. This is clay. This is ceramic works. You can do ceramic works here. Sure, we have this one. We have the clay, I think. This is clay. This is coal. So that's kind of good. Okay. This is unique. Nobody else has clay pottery. Then nobody has ceramic works. Memphis doesn't have ceramic works. St. Louis doesn't have ceramic works. Indiana, Louisville doesn't have ceramic works. Only this guy has ceramic works. So it's unique. It's unique. It has the supplies needed to make it. But if you go at Louisville, let's say, oh, no, no, no. Let's go to Memphis. It's connected here. This is the competitor. Let's go to Memphis. 30,000 inhabitants. Ceramic Works is way over here to 93,500 citizens. So sure Nashville can produce as much ceramics as it can make, but it can't be delivered anywhere. It's only supplying its own demand. Even it doesn't have any demand. Even the own city doesn't have a monthly demand for ceramics. It's just have an overfilled warehouse. So even though it has the supplies and it's unique, this is bad because yeah, it's not supplying anything. It's like when a product is ahead of its time. It's like that. So yeah, whoa, that's a mouthful. But yeah, there's just a lot more to tackle in this thing. It's really beautiful. It's kind of stressful, but when you get the hang of it, it's really immersive and I don't know. Oh, stretching, zen-like, because you're managing stuff. Like, and you're thinking ahead, like, how would I lay my tracks? What businesses do I put here? Which cities do I connect? Right? Do I make my trains only passengers? Do I make it automatic? Do I make it freighter? How do I position my train stations? Do I immediately invest on a larger train station so I can get both of the rural businesses? Or do I put a small train station here and later on another train station here? It would be more expensive in the long run, but I don't have money for it at the moment, right? Those are the things to think about, like, and what else? Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll be stopping now. It's almost 11 o'clock. I've been working, and yeah, I'll be. Let's see if I'll be doing another stream tomorrow, and what I'll do is restart this game because I'm way. Actually, I'm not. Let's not. Yeah, we have the task, and it's kind of easy. So maybe we'll continue this tomorrow, the same thing, so that you'd be left off. You will continue on something that you guys know. So for tomorrow, we'll be connecting this one and that one, connecting this one here, this one here, because Indianapolis still doesn't have corn, and we'll be connecting this one too. What else? I might be discussing the research. Sure, get that one. Research, a little bit of personnel, and what else? And maybe I'll just play. I'll just play
Have
and
fun with the property you bought.
go on with the game. And as I go with the game, I'll discuss stuff. Oh man, our competitors are really going on it. Anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. It was a mouthful, but that's basically a good, a comprehensive tutorial on Railway Empire. I really like this game. Hope you guys like it too. Let's save this and see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.